Hey guys, James here at UFSU University, coming back at you with another 7th cross deck profile. Today we're going to be doing Eugenia. So let's get into it. Eugenia is a 7 hand size, 20 vitality character with Chaos, Void, and Water. We're playing our deck under Void today. Her 1-dots abilities are E, check a 4, remove the top card of your opponent's discard pile. You may play 1 enhance ability printed on the remove card, paying no cost. Take note, because of the new rules update, if you don't, you can't play multiple if you don't discard for anything. That would make her 2 nuts. So they fixed the rules to make sure that's the correct way it works. You can't multiple for free. It sucks. I wish it could happen. Her other ability is E. If Eugenia or Eugenia 2-dot was removed from the game during this enhanced step, your next check to play a card gets +2. So you make your next check to play anything +2, which really helps when we're playing things like Queen of Hearts and Ultimate Undead. So her 2-dots ability is E, your attack, remove 1 character card from your staging area, choose 1 enhance ability printed on an attack in either card pool. Your attack gains that enhance. And then R, before the block step of your attack, return it to its printed speed or damage. So your opponent just with a 2-dot on board is just not allowed to reduce your damage. You're always at printed. And then you can change its zone to any zone. So you can make everything a low or everything a high, everything a mid, which isn't a very smart choice, but you can just make everything anything you want it to be. So let's get into the foundations. 4 Cat's Cradle. You get to stack your opponent's discard pile, as well as giving your Fury or Gauge attacks +1 or your opponent's -1 speed. +1 speed or -1 speed for you or your opponent's Gauge or Fury attacks. It's just really nuts in general. Just like that, like checking a 4 to just to block something really well or make sure something gets through. It's just very, very good. Then Shimmer Madness. E, remove 1 card from your discard pile, check a 5. Your Gauge attack gets -1 to its Gauge rating. Minimum 1. Which is really good because if you change this to a Gauge 2, if you change like your Absinthe Arrow to a Gauge 2, on half block, it steals 2 and you still get to stack, which is really good. It's also a decent span with a decent mid block. 4 Whirlite forces our opponent to play a certain ability or pass. It's like a soft heart high seas adventure, as well as having the other ability to commit and discard 1 card from our opponent's card pool during our attack. So like if our opponent's block, we can just ditch it and have a top card of their deck be whatever we want it to be. So then they're forced to deal with that as well. We're playing 1 A Soul in Purgatory. We're a 7 hand size character, so we can ditch a couple of cards if we want to. But we play it for its ability to E, commit, discard 2 cards, your opponent discards 1 card. So we neg our opponent's hand size to make sure our attacks go through. Same reason why we're playing 4 the Power to Connect Realms. After a powerful attack is played, your opponent discards 1 card and you draw a card. So you get to +1 hand size as well as negging our opponent 1 hand size. We're a character deck, so we play Fusion of Souls. It's a 1/5 of the 3 high block. First F, check a 6. Add 1 character card from your discard pile to your hand. Easy hand. Play your Eugenia 2-dot. Have it on board. Easy as that. 2 Face of a Monster. Change zones. Block well. As well as at deadlock, making our opponent discard some more. Really good. 3 Outworld Xeris. Get rid of problem cards we don't like. 2 Venomous. We are making the deck's built around discarding our opponent's hand. We don't want them drawing new cards. Same reason why we're playing 4 Quest for Vengeance. After we block with it on defense, our opponent's forced to discard, making it easier to clean their hand out during our next turn. We're playing 3 Dad Dog. Our commit, after your opponent discards any number of cards from their hand, which we make them do. During the combat phase, they discard 1 momentum, which is also very nuts because a lot of times when we make them discard, we're using the Power to Connect Realms. So we use Power to Connect Realms. They'll discard, we'll respond Data Dog, make them discard momentum if we don't like the card they discarded. And then they have to get rid of an attack that's going to put it on the top. And then as a first enhance, we just get to remove it with Eugenia. Just straight up nuts. We're playing 4 Fei Fei to block really well because we're a 7-hander. We don't have too much life. Esoteric Yoga. After we discard their hand, we don't want them drawing more cards. So if they do draw, we're going to get rid of it. Same reason why we're playing for Mother Russia. We want them to have the smallest hand size possible to where we don't have to worry about things. One, reclaiming what's ours lets us see what's in our opponent's hand at the start of it, so we can just pick what we want with Eugenia 2 for changing zones, as well as just getting rid of things like bang or stop or something like that. One damnation to turn off foundations like Whirlite, foundations like Cat's Cradle, foundations like Outworld's Areas, stuff like that. Just stuff that like messes with our game plan. For elimination mode, we force our opponent to discard. So having the ability to just go R commit after they discard a card to draw another card is just really good. Plus hand size is always very, very good. And then one survivalist, again, we're 7-hander. We want to live for a while. Having the most life possible is how we get there. We'll get into actions. For revoke, negate something as well as just build for free. Building a solid like 4 to 5 on turn 1 is just very, very good in a 7-hander. And then we're playing one spell circle. Obviously, we can only play one, so we're playing the one. But Void Enhance, remove. Your opponent discards 1 card. So you play this from hand if you happen to draw it for whatever reason. If not, we get to put in our momentum and use it for the powerful on our cards, which is also very good. We're playing 2 Ultimate Undead. One of the problems I had when testing Eugenia was just sometimes you didn't draw enough attacks to do much. So we're using Ultimate Undead to kind of like mitigate that. Its ability, it's a 6/3, 4 low for 7. It's only going to be around for like one more set, but its ability is E, commit 1 foundation for the rest of the turn. After you play an attack, discard 1 card, draw 1 card. That's what. So you get rid of cards, you get rid of foundations to hopefully draw attacks. We're playing 3 Sagaki Offering. We discard 1 card from our opponent's card pool to give +X equal to its block modifier. We do that so that way we can Eugenia 4, check a 4 to do the thing. So they say they block with something like say they're forced to block with like a Das Shoto or whatever. They block with anything. We just get to just kick it out and remove it and do its abilities. They block with a Nutcracker. Solid. Whatever. I'll play X, play Y. I don't care. Place down the Sagaki. Get the Sagaki in the card pool. Do what we wanted. Kick their Nutcracker. Remove their Nutcracker from the game. EX3, because we added this to our thing. We get to... we only get 1 ability. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're clearing their card pool to just be able to use the cards they blocked with. 3 Go Shuriken. It's a powerful 2, so it triggers Power Connect Realm. Same reason why Ultimate Undead's in here. If our opponent has 3 or more cards in their hand, we force them to discard 1 just by paying 2 life. Really good. It also doesn't allow our opponent to modify our difficulties. They're not allowed to breaker us, which is just very good. Also has Desperation 4 and a 7-hander with 20 life. That's pretty easy. 4 Affliction. It's a Breaker 1, Gauge 2, ranged attack, which is really good for Absinthe there. We'll get to it. It's a 4 mid for 2 that has Gauge 2. So like our opponents don't want to block, but if they do, we'll just Sagaki them. But its ability is name a card and reveal the top card of your deck. If the revealed card is a copy of the named card, draw a card. So you get to pick up a card you name if you name it correctly. If not, you know what the next card of your deck is, which is really nice. And then its other ability is E, discard 1 momentum, draw a card, reveal the top card of your deck. So like if we have Spell Circle and we have Affliction, we're just going in, which is why Dejanette's nuts sometimes, is she just gets the plus easily off of Affliction and having Spell Circle. We're playing 3 Queen of Hearts. It's a 7/3, 2 mid for 7 with a 1 mid block. Fury, powerful 1, so it triggers our Power Connect Realms. But its ability is void only. Your opponent reveals their hand. You get to choose a card revealed this way and then remove it. This attack gains all enhance abilities printed on the removed cards. Keywords, whatever. It gains them all, which is really nuts because you get to choose the card. So they're holding a missile launcher. By missile launcher, I'm going to get to do all those abilities. The real neat part is having Queen of Hearts and having Eugenia 2 because you could just get to Eugenia 2 and then go ahead and I'll remove 2 cards and I get all of those enhances. It's just really, really nuts. We're playing 2 Absinthe Arrow. Our only ranged are the Afflictions and the Color Sprays. But Absinthe Arrow is still really good. It's a combo E, has Gauge 3. It's a 3 low for 3 with a 2 high block. Combo E, remove the top 2 cards of your opponent's discard pile, and then gain 1 enhance ability printed on the removed cards, which is really good. We get to kick out 2 more cards from our opponent's discard pile, as well as just getting to just play one of the abilities. Say we randomly remove a Nutcracker. Sweet, we get to put a card into our card pool and draw a card. Whatever, sick. Or say we get a Let's Cut Loose. Sick. I'll add this foundation to my hand, and I'll go ahead and just get this draw card. You know, like it can do so much. And then Color Spray. Color Spray is a 3 mid for 5 with a 1 mid block. 5 diff, 3 check. Charge, gauge 5, stun 1 and ranged. Your next check to play a card gets +1 for each character you remove from game pile that shares a name with your character. So you get to +1 some more depending on how many times you've used Eugenia 2 which is okay. But we mainly use it for the other ability, which is remove 1 card from your discard pile and then stack your opponent's discard pile, which is very, very good with Eugenia itself. Because you let them do all their cool stuff, and then you go, cool, I'll remove this card I don't care about, to then slap this card on top of your deck, on top of your discard pile. Did you have Missile Launcher on the top of your discard pile? I'll check a 4, remove it. So I got rid of one of your powerful attacks, one of your really, really good attacks. And then now I'll just mill 4 for 4 speed. I don't even have to mill 4. I'll just give it 4 speed. Like, Color Spray does a lot. It's a little underrated in my opinion. Okay, guys, that was the profile. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe if you like the deck profile. Leave a comment down below if you want to tell me what you thought about my deck. If you have a certain character you want to see from like past sets, or if there's a certain way you want me to build a certain character from one of the last couple of previous sets, like Mortal Kombat or something, or if you really want me to go back to Endines and do like a Hikaru deck profile, I'll do it. If you want to support us, go to patreon.com/UFS University. We do a lot of cool stuff there. We hang out on Sundays if you want to check out the stream on Facebook. Come hang out with us, guys. We enjoy it. And as always, stay learned.